All right, our last topic for tonight's episode is Ebony Brown speaks out about Wells Fargo. Now, this story is crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I know we've banked with Wells Fargo before. We have our MAFA account with Wells Fargo. So I'm
We
like,
still got We still rocking
this is
Wells
Hmm.
Fargo.
crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Ebony Brown is a costume designer for celebrities in LA. She has some of the top celebs that she designs for, from Kendrick, the who's who of the hip hop and that industry. She has a book. I think it's called Undeniable Visible or something like that. You know the name of her book? I don't know why I can't remember it. Anyway,
Oh
she
yeah,
is
I
a
saw
leader.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a leader. She's an author. She's a designer, and she deposits and transfers money in and out her account. This account was has an authorized user, which is her mom, who is just added, just to have money whenever she needs it. And pretty
Hmm.
much, she went to go withdraw some money to transfer to another account because that's her account that she pays her bills from, and she wanted to put it into her I think it was a CD, like a credit union account, and the bank blocked it and said it was a fraudulent transaction. They put a hold on her account. She wasn't able to transfer the funds into her credit union. So she called the bank, and they told her, after verifying her identity and everything, that they asked all the security questions, that she wasn't able to release the hold because they need to speak to the authorized user, which is her mom, who has nothing to do with anything on the account. Just pretty much, like she said, she just able to get money whenever she needs it, access the
Right.
account, and to build her credit or whatever. And the bank still, after speaking to the mom, asked them both to come in person to a branch to speak to the bank manager before they could release the hold. They explained that the mom is unable to travel for whatever reason to the bank, and they didn't try to accommodate them in any way. Pretty much, Miss Ebony, she went down to the bank and she ended up calling the cops because it was really getting to the point where she didn't want it to become hostile, where she was being the one arrested or seen as trespassing or being aggressive towards them. So she called the cops first, which was smart, and she recorded everything, which was also a good move on her behalf because it shows that she was calm and she was addressing everything in a polite manner and not being hostile. And then the cops called her and told her to come outside of the bank. And she was like, nah, I'm not coming outside because then y'all gonna get me on trespassing and all this stuff. And who knows what story the bank told them for her to be asked to step outside. So she stayed in the bank, sat with the manager, and waited for the officer to enter to speak to him. And long story short, she said nothing was really done. It was just like a matter of time for them to release the hold. About 2 hours later, after speaking to the police, they released the hold off her account. And she said she just took her money out and banked with another bank and never used them again. There was no explanation as to what alerted the fraud. There was no text, no phone call. When somebody uses your card or your account, you get a text or a call from the bank like, "Hey, is this you? Yes or no? Verify, whatever." She said none of that was done, and this story just it was just so alarming because I know a lot of people have gone through similar situations like this with their account being, flagged for fraud when it's not really fraud. And it's just weird. Very, very weird. And I'm disappointed in Wells Fargo because there was no reason behind any of this. And she stated that, they try to use Amazon purchases as a reason for them flagging the account, like returns and purchases from Amazon, which we all do. And
We sure do.
yeah, and she was like, no, it's because they see this rich girl, black girl, with all this money in her account. They're wondering, is she using the mom, as a pawn or whatever, or is she you getting this money illegally or whatever the case is. They misjudged her, And it was very racial. I believe it was very racial because if there was no fraudulent transactions, what are you freezing my account for? Like, how dare you? So that's my take on it. I would love to know what you guys think. TT, I know you over there waiting. She's like holding my. She's like,
I'm, I'm
she's like,
literally, I'm
hurry up.
literally itching. I'm literally itching right now because
TT.
A, she literally provided y'all with all of the information y'all asked her for.
Yep.
Not once did she make the environment hostile. Not once did she say, well, I'm not coming down there. Give me my money, blah, 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 blah. She is the account holder. What do you need the card holder for if you got the account holder?
Crazy.
Yeah, why do you need the authorized user?
Thank you.
That I added to my account.
Thank you.
Right.
The account with my name on it. I answered all your security questions. I even came down to sat in y'all face for 2 hours. It's a simple case. It's not even simple. I mean, I use the word simple because that's nothing about that is simple at all. It's a case of racially profiling. That's all it is. It took for that lady to call the police and for the police to ask the questions that the bank was supposed to ask for her to instantly get her money back. She said all she needed was her ID.
Yep.
She ID in hand and she got her money back. If they would have, like she said, if they would have walked in that bank and seen a hostile person, they would have thought that it was fraud, which I can agree with that. But being that she was sitting there all polite and nice, waiting for them to enter the building, and they seen that she was calm as she can be, y'all gonna give her money back. And a part of me felt like one of the employees was trying to take some money from her. That's how I felt reading everything. How she went in there, y'all kept saying, fraudulent activity was going on in the account. Okay, where's the information that y'all provided me with about activity going on in my account? Y'all did y'all lock the card? Did y'all freeze? What did y'all do? Y'all didn't do nothing. You ain't send me no text message, and you didn't send my mom no text message. What are we doing here? Why I can't get my money I worked for? Because I'm a black woman. That's why. I'm a black woman with some money. And granted, she's a designer, right? A lot of them get fabrics and pins and all of that from Amazon. If something was broke, I'm sending it back. So you asking me questions.
She got a business account with Amazon, of course.
Like you could have said what you do for work, and I could have told you straight up, and then you would have gave me my money, and I would have closed the account then. But no, you worried about some Amazon orders. Granted,
that was just a cover up, TT. That was a cover up.
You could have seen where they was getting. Like it's so much stuff. You could have seen where these packages was getting sent to. If you was that concerned, but no, you weren't. You just seen a black lady with some money, and you thought she was scamming. That's what you thought. No, babes. They leave that to the YNs. They leave that to the YNs. Like, come on now.
That's a fact, T.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, T. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It was just that case was just a mess to me. And then when they mentioned Wendy Williams, how she encountered the same thing.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people. Should have been
shut down just like SunTrust. They should have been shut down just like SunTrust.
What you got, cousin Jimmy? Tell me what you got.
Yes, please tell me.
You know, you all just hit it on the nail. It's racial TT said a key word, racial profiling. That's definitely was racial profiling right there. I tell you right now, if that was daggone someone else, some white person out there that did makeup design, or hell, if it was Brad Pitt or somebody, I don't know. I bet you they wouldn't have had to get an authorized user for their account. She's showing identification. She's answering security questions. Why is she giving a hard time? You know, when I watched the video, and by the way, Undeniably Visible is the name of the book, DJ.
Yes, Undeniably Visible.
Yeah, so she's out there, and shout out to Miss Brown, Miss Ebony Brown, nothing but love to you. You were Dr. Rashad or Richard. Shout out to you as well too, sir, because we picked this up, you know, following the video that you dropped with her.
Yes.
You know, so it just goes. It's just it goes without saying. It's sad that it continues to happen like this. Again, when you go through all it, Wells Fargo and all of the banks put security measures in place to protect from fraud. Perfect. Mm-hmm. I have an account with you. Great. You use your security measure to ensure that I'm not fraud. I pass all of your security measures. Now you move the goalpost and want to put up another barrier to prevent me from getting to my money. It's sad, but TT hit it on the nail. It's racial profiling. Simple. Very simple. And you know what happens sometimes too, y'all? Is that sometimes people will be so petty that the little bit of power that they have, it's like that person that works at let's say if you work at Wendy's, mm-hmm. and you're upset because the customer to drive through, let's say they look a certain way, or you didn't like the way they sounded over the loudspeaker, so you want to give them a hard time and tell them that you're not going to give them the fries that they paid for. And because you hold a little bit of power of holding their fries, you got a little attitude because you don't like the way they sound over the loudspeaker, or maybe they just didn't look the way you wanted them to look, but you got a little bit of power. And that's what this was in the bank situation. Whoever was dealing with her was so petty that, and they asked a great question. They said, where was the manager? Because if you're a manager, you're a leader in this situation. Yeah. It should have never got to the point where the police is being called.
She was sitting with the bank manager.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And what bank managers do, I've seen this, not all of them, but what this bank manager did was hid behind their employee, because she's not going to deal with a manager first. She's going to deal with an employee. Mm-hmm. Employee says what they say, they go get the manager. Now the manager tries to show, versus the manager being a leader and saying, hey, let's correct this. They want to show being unified here and utilizing whatever little bit of power and control that they have over this situation to basically hold it over this Miss Brown's head. But Miss Brown wasn't having it. Very classic. I'm telling you right now.
Yes.
If this was Ebony Brown that I know way down on the west side of Atlanta, out there in Bankhead, she ain't being patient for a damn show. She gonna be in there flipping on out, doing cartwheels, kicking glasses, flipping desk over. Don't give a damn. Police come. She's ready to get it on and popping. Oh,
no, it wasn't.
Look, found my money.
It wasn't that Ebony.
It won't that her money. No. Ebony Brown, I know from Bankhead down there in Atlanta. I'm telling you right now, she would have had that damn Wells Fargo out there would have been burning up. I'm telling you right, you would have thought Israel dropped the bomb on that Wells Fargo after Ebony Brown left. I'm telling you right now.
That's crazy.